is toss-up number 1. Prior to losing an engagement with this man, John Hardin bet him a beaver that he had never emerged victorious. While commanding the USS United States, this man outmaneuvered and captured the HMS Macedonian. While hosting an 1816 party, this man, who was shot and killed in a duel with Commodore James Barron, gave a toast containing the line, "Our country, right or wrong." Being the burning of the USS Philadelphia in the First Barbary War, for the point, who was this American naval hero? That is time. This is Stephen Decatur. 2.
No change.
In 2016, NASA named their new computer research facility after this person, who John Glenn once referred to when he said, "If this person says they're good, then I'm good to go." Taraji P. Henson portrayed this scientist in a 2016 film, which depicts her collaboration with fellow scientists Dorothea Vaughn and Mary Jackson. For the point to name this American mathematician whose work during the space race was depicted in the film Hidden Figures.
Katherine Johnson?
Katherine Johnson is good for 3.
That is sequence to be home.
Fort Good Hope was established in the state's capital during its time as part of New Netherland, and the Southwick Jaw was annexed to the state's town of Suffield in 1774. That is in 2. The state, which used a sea-to-sea charter to claim the Wyoming Valley in conflict with Pennsylvania, ceded its final western claims in 1800 to the Northwest Territory. The Saybrook Colony was formed in this state that once governed the Western Reserve. For the points, Connecticut is good for 4 points.
That is 4 points to Randolph.
4. The quote, "There is only poverty and misery, idleness and dreams," is attributed to a leader of this people named Plenty Who. James Beckworth claimed to be the lost son of a chief of these people before living among them for a number of years. The Absaroka are another name for this people, whose namesake language is among the Suquehanna, Missouri River Valley Branch. A reservation in the south of Montana was established for members of, for the points of what Native American people named for a black bird.
Black Hawk?
-1.
Seal?
-1. That is time. These are the crow.
Oh!
So.
Question 5.
Huh?
The number showing up on the screen?
Yeah, numbers do show up.
Question 5, of course, we'll have our first formal score check. During a speech in which he threatened to run over protesters, this man claimed the only 4-letter words hippies don't know were WORK and SOAP. This man was paralyzed from the waist down after being shot in the spine by Harper Bremer. This man attempted to resist integration by making a stand in the schoolhouse door.
George Wallace?
George Wallace is good for 5.
5 points to be home.
6. You want to score check that?
Okay, so people who have busted so far, Sabra has -1, Arnav has 3, Leon has 6.
Question number 6. One part of this legislation prohibited elections for members of the governor's council and similar restricted town meetings. The Quebec Act, which expanded the province into the Ohio Valley, is sometimes considered part of this legislation, alongside the Massachusetts Government Act and the Port Act.
The Intolerable Acts?
That is correct for 5 points.
That is 5 points to each of us.
7. At a White House Correspondents' Dinner, this man dropped his microphone after saying his name out. At the previous year's dinner, this man utilized a character played by Keegan-Michael Key, Luther, his anger translator. This man recorded a sketch in which he expresses his existential dread over leaving the White House to his sunglasses-toting vice president. For the point being, this president recorded several skits with his vice president, Joe Biden. That's for 3 points.
So sequence to sum up, number 2.
8. This man attempted to encircle the Marquis de Lafayette at the Battle of Barron Hill. During his Philadelphia campaign, this man, William Howe, is good for 6.
And that puts Berlin at 6.
Number 9. This man's son of the same name was the earliest president of the Moody Bible Institute. Once a member of the Democratic Party's Central Committee in Illinois, this man's son Harold married John D. Rockefeller's youngest daughter, Edith. The efforts of Joe Anderson and this man's father, Robert, contributed to the design of an object he was credited with inventing. Founder of a certain harvesting machine company, this is, for the points,
McCormick.
McCormick is good for 4.
What's Chen on 9?
Henry Dearborn's journal details how one commander in this battle
Battle of.
that's -2. Blockade the city's western side, but abandoned his position for Aspen Point after hearing a false rumor of a British counterattack. During this battle, Governor Guy Carleton's troops killed,
Yorktown.
that is -2, killed Richard Montgomery and wounded Benedict Arnold, though those troops had earlier been driven from Montreal, resulting in a
Battle of Quebec.
Battle of Quebec is good for 5.
So that is Chen on 14.
At 10, I'll do a switch.
We have Chen with 14 points, Summer is back at 0, Arno has 3, Bolin 6, Vihan 6, Andrew with -2.
11. During one campaign, this man was dubbed the Boy Order and became the youngest person to receive a vote in the Electoral College at the age of 36. Shortly before his death, this man clashed with Clarence Darrow as the lead prosecutor in the Scopes Monkey trial. During a speech made,
William White.
William Jennings Bryan is good for 5.
That's Arno, you
Cross a bold speech. 12. During this specific campaign, infantry under Troy Middleton captured the Comiso airfields before traveling to Ragusa to link up with Canadian troops. American advances in this campaign started to capture the port city of Barricada. This campaign for an island was codenamed Operation Husky.
Like Sicily.
Sicily is good for 5.
And Sonaj on 5.
13. Along with Thomas Engel, this man made the crossing of the Seacombe River that was memorialized in a painting by Alonzo Chanel. This one-time resident of the Jonathan Corwin House studied Algonquin tongue and the publication a key into the language of America. After being exiled from the Massachusetts Bay Colony, Roger Williams is good for 5.
That's Andrew on 3.
14. The losing side of this battle was able to gain a temporary edge thanks to using Mauser rifles that reloaded faster than crack rifles. The American side of this battle suffered casualties in Hell's Pocket before Gatling guns opened up Kettle Hill.
Little Bighorn.
That was -2. Action at El Caney swiftly followed this battle, a victory under commanders Joseph Wheeler and William Rufus Shafter, and the scene of heroism by a group formerly led by Leonard Wood. For the points in the Spanish-American War battle, which Theodore Roosevelt led a successful charge,
Battle of San Juan Hill.
San Juan Hill is good for 4.
This is Sonaj on 9.
15. One of these structures in New York City is named for the Florentine explorer Giovanni di Verrazzano. One of these structures stretched across the Tacoma Narrows, but due to its instability was nicknamed Galloping Birdie. Another one of these structures was designed by Louis Mossioff and connects one city to Oakland. For the points in these structures, that Bridges is good for 4.
That puts Arno on 12.
16. A Wallace Kirkland photograph of this facility, partly titled Meet the Kids, erroneously identified the subjects as Irish, not Italian. This facility launched the Little Theater movement and London's Toynbee Hall, inspired this facility to offer education and social programs for immigrants. Ellen Gates Starr was among the founders of this facility, which is commemorated by a museum at the University of Illinois. For the points, identified by the Chicago Settlement House that was founded by Jane Addams.
Glass.
House is good for 3.
Puts Chen on
No,
Lynn, sorry, thank you. Lynn.
17. This legislation, which was precipitated by the orders of the council and the Chesapeake Leopard Affair, was circumvented by smuggling goods into Canada. Most New England states switched their support to the Federalist Party following this act, which was criticized by a political cartoon depicting a merchant getting bitten by an American snapping turtle.
The Chicago Act of 1807.
That's all good for 5.
Arno on 17.
18. During this conflict, one side ambushed troops under Edward Hutchinson in an event known as Wheeler's Surprise. Brookfield was unsuccessfully besieged during this conflict in which Josiah Winslow's troops burned neutral villages in the Great Swamp Fight. This conflict
The people one?
Nope, that is -2.
Andrew, -1.
This conflict broke out after 3 men were executed for the murder of John Sassaman, a prey Indian. For the points named this war between American colonists and the Wampanoag, the name for a man also
King Philip's War.
is King Philip's War for 4.
Let's Chen on 18.
19. This artist painted children outside of the White Schoolhouse in a work commissioned by the Cedar Rapids School Board to memorialize a teacher who conducted an annual tree planting. A window in the Dibble House inspired this artist of Arbor Day, and this artist claimed his only satire was a work that depicted Washington crossing the Delaware above the title Daughters of Revolution. -2. Titled Daughters of Revolution. For the points, definitely this artist depicted a sister and dentist in American Gothic.
Grant Wood?
Grant Wood is good for 3. Sorry, that's
Silence
not
on 12. Andrew, -3.
20, afterwards we'll have another score check. This man led an investigative board under Brigadier General George Miller Sternberg. This man studied at the Johns Hopkins University Hospital Pathology Laboratory before making a discovery while serving in the U.S. Army Medical Corps. This man's research greatly affected work on the Panama Canal. Active during the Spanish-American War, this physician confirmed that mosquitoes transmit yellow fever. For the points identified, this man he names a major military medical center in Bethesda, Maryland. That is time. This is Walter Reed.
Point change.
Alright, I will read out the scores. So currently, Yi Chen is leading with 18 points, followed by Arnaud at 17, followed by Samrat with 12, then Bowen has 9, Bihan with 6, Andrew with a -3.
That's the luck of the last questions here. 21. Teddy Roosevelt wrote a book about the naval war of this conflict, which claimed the winning side's naval victories offered no major advantage. Despite a morale boost during this war, a lawyer attempted to negotiate the release of prisoners for the HMS Thomas. And that lawyer's experiences during this war inspired him to write a poem.
War of 1812.
1812 is good for 5.
Put in Arnaud, 22.
22.
22, oh yeah.
This state's senator, Huron Fong, was the first Chinese-American senator in U.S. history. This first Buddhist senator was from this U.S. state, as well as the first Filipino-American governor, Benjamin Cayetano. The longest-serving senator from the state was also the highest-ranking Asian-American politician prior to Kamala Harris. Mazie Hirono and Daniel Inouye represented for the points what Aloha State.
Hawaii.
Why is good for 3?
Points to Silence, and you got 15.
23. This author's first name was taken from a ship captained by Peter Quinn that brought her to Boston. The Newport Mercury printed this author's first published work, a poem titled On Messrs. Lucy and Coffin. And this author's poems include On Being Brought from Africa to America, and to His Excellency George Washington, the form of which was collected in poems on various subjects, religious and moral. For the points name is probably the first African American to publish.
Oh, Olak Aquiline.
That is -2. To publish a book of poetry. That is time. This is Phyllis Wheatley.
Oh, no.
24.
I didn't do that.
24. Benjamin F. Stevenson was the founder of this organization, which established a set of principles around fraternity, charity, and loyalty. Stuart McConnell described this organization as the most powerful single-issue political lobby of the late 19th century. John Logan rallied with the members of this group to make May 30th the annual celebration of Memorial Day. Marines and other branches of the Union military formed for the points what Veterans Fraternal Organization.
The National Guard.
That's -1.
Andrew, put in -4.
That is time. This is the Grand Army of the Republic, or GAR. 25. This politician delivered his speech, New Challenges in International Relations, the first of a still continuing series of his namesake lectures. This politician's daughter, Nancy Kassebaum, served in the Senate for nearly 2 decades. This man was only able to win Vermont and Maine in his best-known campaign, which caused Republicans to replace him with Wendell Willkie 4 years later. For the points named this Kansas oilman and senator who lost to Franklin D. Roosevelt in the 1936 presidential election. That is time. This is Alf Landon. 26. The Kiel Baltic Hurricanes hold the record for most championships in the most recent European league for this sport. The sport's biggest league was once led by Pete Rozelle, who oversaw the creation of its Monday night game. Pioneered by men like Vince Lombardi. Yep, that's for 5. 27. This event ended with the passage of a force bill that would close custom houses and authorize the military enforcement of federal laws. Exposition and protest arguing that state conventions could declare federal laws unconstitutional was authored by Vice President John C. Calhoun in the build-up to this event, during which his state threatened secession. For the points named this event a crisis in South Carolina refused to enforce the tariffs of 1828 and 1832.
The nullification crisis?
The nullification crisis is good for 3.
2 points to Arnold, 1.3.
We have 3 more to go. Let's have it.
I have 21. I have 21. I think we should erase that whole thing, which is like 21.
You have 22.
20.
So, in order of highest points, so Arnav is currently leading with 20. Then Yichen with 18, Samrat with 13, Bolin with 9, Dehan with 6, Andrew with 1, and we have 3 more questions to go.
Toss up 28. During this event, one person responded to local church opposition by reading a satirical poem mocking the so-called Lords of Creation. Frederick Douglass was the only black attendee of this event.
Senator Falls Convention?
That is for 6 points.
Points to 6 points? And you got 19.
You're currently in second.
29. During a siege of this city, John Manley's ship, the Lee, captured a brigantine named Nancy on its way to supply forces at Leckner's Point. British troops at this siege were successfully cut off from supply lines at the fortification of Dorchester Heights.
Boston?
Boston is good for 5.
But you in the lead by 1 point.
And we are heading to the final question. Stan Waddy of this tribe raised a regiment of troops to fight for the Confederacy, and he was one of 2 Native American brigadier generals in the Civil War. After the Indian Removal Act, William Cullen Thomas purchased land where members of this tribe lived in North Carolina called the Qualla Boundary. Sequoia developed a syllabary for the people of For the Points, what tribe of indigenous people whose nation of tribal members headquartered.
Chivio.
Sorry, what was that?
Chivio.
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah, so that's for 4 points.
Oh, wait, what was
So the answer is Cherokee, but
He has all the letters.
I said so close.
Yeah, so it was close enough within our rules that you get
I was thinking Cherokee, but I was like,
Final scores, we have Arnold, 27, Rama, 24, Nisha, 18, Glenn, 9, John, 6, and Andrew, 1. Congratulations, everybody.
Again, everybody go to Arlington 3-4. Arlington 3 and 4 to make sure that we can be there for the award ceremony. If there is still a game going on, please be quiet during that time.
Everybody here should be